Everyone, we are going to talk about the top 10 carrier oils to use in massage therapy to put your essential oils in. Now, there are a ton of other things that you can use as a medium, things like shea butter. There are other oils I don't discuss. And fun fact, I'm actually going to talk about 12 carrier oils in this PowerPoint. So pay attention to see which ones will be best for you and your clients. All right, so the first ones I'm going to talk about are fast absorbing carrier oils. These are going to be the best ones to use on the face, or if you want a lightweight application. If you don't want something thick, these usually don't have that greasy feel, and they don't take as long to absorb into the skin, especially if you're already oily. Now, these images I have here are from the place that I actually order from because I do make my own oils, lotions, shea butters, handmade soaps, that type of thing. And I do put carrier oils in my soaps very often to mix in some essential oils when I do that. All right. What are the top five, though, for facial use and for lightweight body use? The first one is going to be fractionated coconut oil. This absorbs very quickly. It is non-greasy and it has a longer shelf life than virgin coconut oil. Grapeseed oil, this one is actually one of my favorites. It is lightweight, it's fast absorbing, and it is rich in linoleic acid. It's pretty good for oily or acne prone skin. All right. Usually we don't use a lot of oil on acne prone skin, but this one is very lightweight and fast absorbing and does not tend to clog pores as much. There's also jojoba oil. This mimics the skin's natural sebum from your sebaceous glands. So it absorbs well and it balances oil production in the skin itself. There's also sweet almond oil. It is lightweight. It has moderately fast absorption, so it's not quite as quick as the other ones, but it is super good for sensitive skin. I will say that this one seems to have a shorter shelf life in my experience, especially at warmer temperatures, and will tend to thicken, so do watch out for that. And there's also apricot kernel oil. This is similar to the sweet almond oil, but it's slightly richer, but it does still absorb well into the skin. All right, so what is fractionated oil? This is an oil that has had chemical processing done to it to remove certain things. This is usually done to make it more shelf stable, to make sure that it goes rancid much less easily, and it will technically make it much more lightweight, of course, because you're removing things from the oil, right? Usually with fractionated coconut oil, the fatty acids, these long chain triglycerides that make it solid at a room temperature have been removed. They only leave the medium chain triglycerides, which make the coconut oil stay liquid, which also helps it to resist becoming rancid, right? If you're not using super aseptic techniques like a separate scoop that's clean to remove that oil, if it is solid at room temperature, if you've got like any skin flakes or bacteria that grow in there, they will go in and it will turn the oil rancid very quickly. Also, keeping it at higher room temperatures if you're in a warm climate, or if it's like in a hot room in a spa, something like that, it absolutely can go rancid quite quickly if it's not fractionated. So the benefits of fractionated coconut oil is that it's non-greasy on the skin and it's very fast absorbing. It doesn't have that heavy residue like the virgin coconut oil does. It's non-comedogenic, so unlike virgin coconut oil, it does not clog pores. All right, it has a longer shelf life. It is odorless and colorless, whereas the virgin coconut oil does have an odor to it. And it's really honestly best to use for massage oil, serums, or skincare. If you want to do facial massage with this oil, you're going to want to use fractionated, not virgin. All right. Now, because it is broken down and it doesn't have these fatty acids, it is not as moisturizing. So if you have someone that has incredibly dry skin, all right, like in Florida in the winter, we would have a slew of the geriatric crowd that would come in for a 30-minute Swedish massage where they wanted us to use virgin coconut oil or a very heavy cream, usually like a whipped shea butter, tended to be one of the favorites because they would basically want an all-over moisturizing. It was too short to be a really good massage for a full body at 30 minutes. but it was long enough to make sure that they got really greased up. All right, so if you have someone who has incredibly dry skin and for whatever reason they really prefer coconut oil, then you are going to want to go back to the virgin, not the fractionated. All right, there are other fractionated oils like palm or olive, but honestly, the coconut oil is going to be the best for use for essential oils, aromatherapy, and massage therapy in general. All right. Right, so the next oils are going to be medium absorption. So this is good for a massage in general and for body blends, not necessarily the face so much though. This would be your sunflower oil. It is still lightweight, but it has a slower absorption than grapeseed. It does not mimic the body's sebum as well. There's also safflower oil, similar to sunflower oil. It's good for dry skin. And then there's refined avocado oil. All right, this is more easily absorbed than unrefined, and it's very nourishing for dry skin. I do happen to like utilizing avocado oil if I want something thicker than grapeseed for my own personal use in my office. And then you also have slower absorption, best for deep moisturizing and night use. Avocado oil, unrefined. This is very rich and heavy. This is for very dry skin, just like the virgin coconut oil we were talking about. And olive oil. It has incredibly slow absorption. It's best for body or for hair blends. So while most of these all have some benefits, and I've mostly brought up food grade oils because guess what? You're absorbing things transdermally, so these are coming in through your skin, right? Never put anything on your skin that you wouldn't want to eat because your body is absorbing it anyway. All right. Now, coconut oil, the unrefined or virgin coconut oil that we were talking about before, this is very pore clogging. All right. It has a high rating of it, 4 out of 5, meaning it can clog pores and worsen acne for oily or acne prone skin. Better alternative is that FCO that we talked about. Olive oil, it is very thick, can be very thick. Be very careful because sometimes the olive oil that we buy here in the States is actually a mixture of 6 or 7 seed oils with a little bit of olive oil and isn't true olive oil. But true olive oil has a very thick texture, sometimes can feel greasy, because it absorbs slowly. It can trap bacteria as well as dirt on the skin, but it is not as prone to clog pores. It is better than, I would say, the virgin coconut oil by far. A lot of people would recommend using something lighter like the grapeseed, although I would argue, growing up in Belgium, I was in Waterloo for quite some time. I don't know if you recognize the painting here, but this is Josephine and Napoleon. One of the most heavily used bars of soap there are made almost very heavily with pure olive oil that he actually made a special recipe for her because it was the most moisturizing for the skin. Olive oil is absolutely amazing for that and does pick up the essential oils quite well. Just saying, I do like using the olive oil, although it is not as shelf stable in warmer climates as you would like. Avocado oil, unrefined, is too rich for some skin types, so please be aware of that. It's extremely nourishing, but it is very heavy, and it can cause breakouts for a skin that is already oily or combination skin. You want to use this on people who have very, very dry skin. Otherwise, switch to the refined avocado oil, which is what I use. It's a lighter one, or the apricot kernel oil that we discussed before. All right, we didn't talk about wheat germ oil. I have heard about it infrequently being used. It will almost for sure make you break out. It does clog pores very easily. Don't use it for the face. Don't use it on areas prone to break out, like back of the thighs, back of the arms. Be really careful with that one. I would recommend not even using it. If you do have problem prone skin, like acne prone, you're going to want to use the fractionated coconut, grapeseed, or jojoba. Sensitive skin, the sweet almond and sunflower are good. And if you have really dry but non-acne prone, then you could go to avocado or the olive oil. All right, here's another oil we have not talked about yet. It has some significant pros, but also a couple of cons, and it's sort of in its own category, and that is hemp seed oil. It has become very popular this last decade as an additive to a lot of heavy massage creams. But now we're just talking about using the oil by itself as a carrier for your essential oils. It is non pore clogging, even though it is a heavy oil, so that's amazing. It makes it very safe for acne prone skin. This is one of the better ones. Very often, if you are someone that prefers using oil, but you have acne and you like using things like tea tree oil for the acne, hemp seed oil is one of the best carrier oils to mix it in. It is rich in omega-3 and omega-6, which does help repair the skin barrier and reduces dryness and irritation in the skin. It's also an anti-inflammatory. So our clients with eczema, psoriasis, and rosacea, this is probably the best oil to choose to work on them. It also balances oil production. All right, sort of like that grapeseed oil. It's great for both dry and oily skin because it regulates your sebum. And it is lightweight and fast absorbing, so it doesn't really leave a greasy residue. I will say though, because, and we'll talk about it in a minute, it's not very shelf stable, especially at high temperatures. You need to store it in a fridge. That while it's colder, it is thicker, so it may feel like it is not a lightweight oil, but that's because of the temperature of the oil itself until you've warmed it up. So, how to use it? You can use it as a moisturizer, you can mix it with your essential oils, like we're talking about, or even alone as a makeup remover. Of course, there are some downsides to it. This does have a strong nutty smell. It also has a taste. I use hemp seed oil and hemp seed quite a bit with cooking for the omegas. A lot of vegetarians do, vegans, if they don't want to use any type of fish oils. This is a great alternative for that. It does have that nutty quality to it. So if you have a lighter essential oil, something with very floral notes or very light, you may lose it in the scent of the hemp seed oil. You're going to want to use your stronger scented oils in this one if you're using it as a carrier. Like I said a moment ago, it has a short shelf life. It's about 6 months, all right? And you need to store it in the fridge to extend that. It will go not quite rancid, but it will start turning quickly in warmer temperatures. It won't keep as long. So there is that. If you don't have a fridge at your massage office, this is a product that you're going to have to buy in small amounts, only what you go through in that period of time. Otherwise, you're going to be throwing away a lot of product. All right. It is lighter than the olive oil, so it does absorb faster, and it is more anti-inflammatory than the sweet almond oil. So I vote it is probably one of the best all-around carrier oils, as long as you're using a heavier scented essential oil. But again, please be careful with this particular one with product storage. The next in line again would be that avocado. All right, if you guys have any questions about carrier oils or using essential oils in these, I'm happy to answer any questions. I love making products. I also love putting these in my handmade soaps to sort of mix in and moisturize and utilize with those fragrances. So I'd be happy to help you out if this is something that you are wanting to start with your own massage therapy business.